So let's be real with one another here. Everyone's standards have radically increased in the last week. We went from, oh, please hit me with a 2x overnight to a 5x, a 10x. It's not really enough. We want 100x's or nothing. And this is the sentiment of the bull hysteria. And we're still really in the very early days of it. So you can imagine how crazy things are going to get and how much opportunity we have. Honestly, we're blessed to be here. Let's jump into Murad today because I want to show you how to identify potential new meme coins that are going to 100, possibly even 1000x if you're early enough, and how we can use Murad's criteria and matrix in order to identify which ones they are ahead of time. So Murad tweeted, Bitcoin's going to 3x, ETH's going to 4x, Sol's going to 8x, some alts are going to 20x. This is what I'm talking about. We're not going to be fully thrilled with those sorts of results. The top meme coins, this is what we're here for. This is why we're clicking on these videos, because we want 100x our money. If we take 10 grand and turn to 80 grand, cool, we can afford that pretty average car that doesn't really change our lives. We want to take 10 grand and turn to $1 million. We want to take 100 grand and turn to 10 mil. And Murad seems to have a philosophy that is working so far. He says the top performing meme coins of October 2024 are these ones below. 400% for SPX, 260% for Frog, Ratardia up 140%, Giga up 115%, even Doge with a probably $20 to $30 billion market cap now hit a 54% return. And I mean, that is going hand in hand with what this is saying here. Bitcoin's at 3x, top meme coins are 100x. Let's have a look at how Bitcoin performed in October. It's up 10%, it's up 1/26th or 1/40th of the top meme coin. And so our job becomes, if we believe this thesis to be true, we need to find the cults, the lifestyle brands and subcultures, and the movement missions, the next meme coins that are going to pop off and give us those 100x pluses that are not the scams and the shills and the cabal tokens that are going to be the celeb coins and the irrelevant memes that are all going to drop off and lose most people, 95, maybe even 99% of people money. We need to find the gold, the needles, the golden needles in the haystack. And if you're watching this video close to when I put it out, we have a fantastic opportunity ahead of us because Murad believes the main narrative of this cycle is going to be meme coins, not a side narrative, not a starting narrative, which it feels like, okay, this is the start. We're going to start with meme coins. We're going to progress into AI. We're going to progress into gaming, and we're going to progress into real world assets after that. Murad says, no, that is a wrong thesis. He thinks that meme coins are literally the lifeblood of the entire narrative. And he says to the majority, this still sounds crazy. And to be honest, to me, it does still sound crazy. And the more I research him, the more I do these videos, the less crazy it is sounding. But he says to those paying attention, this is obvious. I'm paying attention. It's still not 100% obvious, but I do love his thesis and I am personally financially invested in it. He thinks that we are here in the innovators part of the adoption graph. And the adoption graph is anytime there's a new technology, a new thesis, a new financial instrument that can make people millionaires, or in Murad's case, billionaires. There's going to be people who are really early who are going to profit, and there's going to be people who are late who that's where the profit comes from. They're going to lose all their money. And at the moment, he thinks, this was October 29, we're still in the innovators part. We may be just touching on early adopters. If you look at the Google Trends, if you look at Twitter volume, and even if you look at my personal YouTube views, they're all pumping a little bit, which means some early adopters are entering the scene. But we're nowhere near being late. Have a look at the market cap of Cardano, which is, funny enough, the jokes of the layer one cryptos. It is bigger than all of these meme coin tokens, which a lot of these are Murad's favorite tokens combined. This is how early we are into the meme coin supercycle. Let me show you specifically to clear up any timing questions you have. When does Murad think the supercycle will play out? That the meme coins are going to go absolutely parabolic? Well, he thinks twice. He thinks we're in the first one now, as you're seeing, the 400% in 1 month from SPX 6900, and you can see this is going to extend to about March, he believes, and then obviously this is going to be projected sideways or even down, and this is going to be the market cap of all meme coins, not just one specific meme coin. But he thinks the real money is going to be made at about August, September in 2025, all the way through to early Q1 2026, where it's going to, you can see this, guys, it's going to 2040. I mean, I can't even do that visual math in my head. That could even be 100 plus X by early 2026. And he's saying that this is going to happen because deep down, people want belief and not gambling. We're going to distinguish between gambling and identifying cult coins in this video, and how I'm personally biased to doing both. They want to be part of something bigger than themselves. They want to feel like a delusional Bitcoin maxi in 2013. when Bitcoin was only a couple $100 and just kept going up and up. This cycle, meme coins is the only asset class that provides this opportunity. That's his thesis. I don't 100% agree, but I 65% agree. So you have to come to your own conclusion whether you agree or not. And if you do agree, the future looks pretty bright for you, because most people are not prepared for this, he said. Look at the projected market caps that he tweeted on October 21 for his meme coin tokens. SPX at $138 billion market cap. Giga at $120 billion market cap. Guys, these are unreal projections, and we've actually made it a lot easier for you. We've put this into a Murad portfolio sheet. The amount of ROI. So if you put $1 in, this is how much you would get out. If you put $1,000, you get out $139,000 based on Murad's projections. The sheet I'll link up for you in the description below as a gift. Just all I ask in return, you want to hit that like button for me, I would very much appreciate it. Thank you very much. Now, a lot of people don't understand the difference between a cult, a lifestyle brand subculture, a movement mission, and a crappy, trashy celebrity coin. So I want to show you, and I also want to show you that neither of them are necessarily bad, but both of them serve a purpose. So the trenches, this is what they call the meme coin trenches. People on Deck Screener, people on Pump.fun. Everyone's launching meme coins. Tens of thousands of meme coins on Solana are being launched a day, on Solana alone. And the type you can sort as gambling. Like, these things aren't guaranteed. These things are not long-term, maybe 0.0000%, 0.01%, you probably put an actual integer on the end of that, are going to be around in 12 months from now. Murad's thesis, though, is cults. He doesn't like to jump onto tokens as they launch. He likes to watch them for 6 months plus to see how they perform and then make his moves on the best ones. He's like a talent scout, watching the NBA players or future NBA players play for 6 months during high school, college, and then he'll sign the ones that he wants and promote them on his own platforms, and they'll do extremely well. However, the chances at 100x, you can get 100x's in the trenches gambling, and it's going to take between hours and days. Some of these tokens are going crazy right now because market sentiment is just so bullish. Murad's tokens, however, you're going to have to sit and wait. We saw the graph at the start where early 2026 is when he thinks the biggest gains are going to be coming. So we're going to have to be patient if you want to play that game. However, the payoff here is the odds are low to medium chance that will occur. Where in the trenches, the odds you're going to hit 100x are extremely low. And guys, I would put extremely, extremely, extremely low here, but I just wanted to make this graph look at this little chart look a little bit nicer. My personal game plan, and I'm not an expert. I track the experts and I try and copy their moves. I don't research crypto for hours a day like these people do. So do not copy what my strategies are. Make your own strategies or copy the actual experts, and I guarantee you'll do better. I'm going to be 30% in the trenches and 70% invested in those long-term tokens. And so I wanted to show you the 3 phases of a meme coin cult based on when it's launching in its first month to 6 months and its 6 months onwards, on how to identify which ones would pass the Murad test and therefore go on to potentially 100 extra money in months. So we're going to jump in 3 parts, starting with the launch. What does a good launch of a cult meme coin look like? Well, this is Murad's tweet. We're not going to go through the whole thing, but he talks about meme coin purity versus cabal scams. Now, cabal basically is going to be a bunch of insiders, a bunch of influencers, all teaming up together, sniping the token, all promoting the token on their individual pages and getting a lot of reach behind it, and then dumping once actual mainstream come. Meme coin purity are more fair launches, equal distribution, and he talks about how it is spiritually pure on the spectrum of purity. And you can see down here, fair launches, things that the dev has sold, community takeovers. So if the dev is out or the dev rugged, and then the community takes over. And he says, what you normally see is long sideways price action below a $10 million market cap where anyone in the world can buy for cheap. These are things that are spiritually pure and are going to be converted into cults. And what's actually interesting is Murad's profile photo. I didn't know what that actually represented until now, because it represents the distribution of a cult meme coin, one where the top holder here has 2.4%. Funny enough, I believe he has about 2.4 or 2.8% of SPX at 6,900, and then everybody else shares tiny fractions of a percent even as it's launching. So there's no big holders like in an altcoin or in a Cabal meme coin. He actually said that his quant friends, Eunice AI1, which maybe I'll come and follow and see what's going on there, have come up with a new way to identify Cabal coins versus organic coins. Now, the organic coins have better chances at becoming cult tokens. This metric shows the percentage of trades in the first week from wallets that had less than 5 previous DEX swaps. Now, what the hell does that mean and why is that important? If you're having less than 5 DEX swaps, it means you're basically a fake wallet that's an insider or a friend of an insider who are just buying up multiple wallets worth, so it doesn't look like you have a high percentage of tokens in one wallet, but you've spread that out. Say you had 10%, but you make 100 wallets and you put 0.1% in all those wallets. Well, they're not going to identify that that wallet is all one person. But you can't make lots of trades from those wallets. So this is the stat that his quant friend Eunice came up with in order to see which of these tokens, like Remilia, I don't know that one, Slurf, Boom, Pachita, all had a lot of fresh wallets buying in within the first week, meaning, okay, that's a bit sus. So if you're looking for these tokens, make sure that the wallets that they're buying are active wallets. And I'm going to make more content this week showing you exactly how to actually take this information and use it, what tools to use. So make sure you are subscribed. And also, while I'm doing a quick subscribe call to action, we're going to be giving away some of Murad's favorite tokens on our Twitter. This is my Twitter over here, Rubicon Benji. Come over and give me a follow. We'll be doing giveaways there this week if you want to win that. Also, if you want to stay in touch or even shoot me a DM and tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, come over to Rubicon Benji and give me a follow. And then the last thing to check on a launch is he says use tools like bubble maps and holder scan to check the distribution. These are the tools that we're actually talking about. And I walked you through those about 2 weeks ago in a video. I'll link that video up in the description below. But we are going to be doing way more videos this week about it as well. So there'll be fresh ones for you. He also says here, which is funny, just don't buy new launches because it is the gambling trenches, which he doesn't like, but I think it is more fun. It's kind of boring just to sit on our hands for the next 12 months and then cash out. We want to pretend that we're actually being productive and doing something in these trenches. Okay, so that is what the launch looks like. Let's have a look within the first 6 months what Murad is looking for. What matrix is he applying before he actually buys these things? And remember, if you weren't watching yesterday's video, Murad said that he spent, I think it was 8 months in the Discords, in the Telegram groups, studying meme coin tokens before he put his list of 10 together. And he said that he looked through over 10,000 individual tokens in order to do it. And this was what he was using to do it. So he says 6 months plus will establish a strong community, cool, but multiple 70% drops to wash out weekends. Honestly, this is brilliant. When I read this, I'm like, that is actually, I've never even thought of that. But let's have a look at the SPX 6900. This is its price action over time. This was September 2023. You can see it was basically sideways, although it did have, it still went from 2 mil up to a $30 million markup, a nice 15x there before a pullback. And now it's gone absolutely parabolic. But it had multiple 70% pullbacks, 70% pullbacks, 70% pullbacks, because he says this will wash out everybody who isn't a diamond hander or a believer. The other thing that you saw in this right here is weeks of sideways accumulation under $10 million, which if you have a look where the $10 million mark is, I'm right on that there. That was perfectly stopped by me. That dotted line that goes across, you can see there are months from just after November in 2023 all the way up to almost this part right here, May in 2024, it was basically sitting under a $10 million market cap, allowing, as he says in the purity spectrum, anyone to be buying in. He then uses a metric called the HHI, the Herfindahl-Hirschman Index. And I had no idea what that is, but I throw it in the chat GPT, and now I do know. He basically, once again, is making sure that things are decentralized. The overall thesis here is the more decentralized these tokens are, the more upside they potentially have, especially if that decentralization rode lots of 70% negatives, because they're holding, guys. They're not going to be selling once it drops 70% negative again. And now the HHI is taking the total percentage of the market cap that each of those people are holding, squaring it, and then figuring out how high that number is. And the higher the number, the worse it is. It also correlates with the top 100 holders and what percentage that they hold. You can see Michi and Popcat and Giga and Harambe, the SPX isn't actually here. They're holding between 40 and 50%, which it doesn't, these are all seem to be green and good. Even though it might sound like a lot, 100 people hold 40% of the supply. Obviously, 100 people is a lot of people, and I don't know. I mean, just personally, it seems like that should be lower, but they got the green tick from Murad, and these are the tokens that have been doing well, so once again, he's the expert, not me. And then onwards for 6 months, basically he says those stats keep playing out. So the strongest coins will keep getting stronger. Real distribution. Again, this is the message that he keeps putting out. This is literally his profile photo. Real skin in the game. So the holders with $1,000 should be growing over time. The holders with $10,000 should be growing over time. That's because people aren't selling their bags and selling off as their percentages and their money grow. So you can see Bitcoin, which is not actual Bitcoin, it's the Sonic Inu Harry Potter one. At 32% of holders have over $1,000 in it, and 10% of the holders have over $10,000 in it. You can see some of his weaker calls, although this is one of his calls, only 2.4% of people actually own more than $10,000 worth, which could mean they're selling over time. And he double checks if people are selling over time using diamond hand metrics. So basically, the percentage of the tokens that are held for more than 7 days without being sold. And you can see in Giga, in August, there was 87% of tokens hadn't been sold in 30 days. And then in September 10, 89% of tokens. You can see these are going up over time. And to be honest, 90% of tokens, this is why he's so strong on Rotadio. That's actually one of his biggest ROI projections at 134. It's only at $141 million market cap. He also says buy things that get funnier at the higher they go, which apparently Rotadio is one of those. You can see it has 90% of its tokens not sold in 30 days as of September 10, which is really impressive. People are real believers at that point. So he thinks that his selection of 10 memes are shelling points. If you don't know what a shelling point is, fair enough. I also didn't know what this was. I ChatGPT'd it. Basically, it means if something goes uncommunicated, what is the obvious answer? He thinks that these 10 meme coins are going to be the obvious answer in terms of investment in crypto for the normies and the mainstream when they come. And I'll finish with this because, at least for me personally, this is more of the boring way to trade. Buy into his meme coins, find a couple of more meme coins like that for yourself, buy into them, hold them for 13 months. I kind of want to get a little bit more active. And this is where he starts to spice things up a little bit. He says, if you're bullish on Bitcoin, you should be more bullish on Solana. If you're bullish on Solana, more bullish on WIF. If you're bullish on WIF, you should be more bullish on PopCat. One PopCat equals one WIF is not as crazy as you think. And you can see these are the gains from, it looks like August to November of those tokens he just talked about, which is the crypto whip that we talk about in this channel. The lower the market caps, the more volatility and higher things go in a bull market. And you can see in the time that Bitcoin hit a 30% gain, PopCat hit a 400% gain. But for me, I believe there's a layer under his memes, which are those gambling trenches memes, that are even under PopCat. Again, what is the next PopCat? And that is exactly why I set up tracking on Murad's wallets that got leaked in the Zach XBT leak, so that we can literally see if he buys into a new token the minute he buys in. Not only that, we are scouring his Twitter for any cash tags that he's using of new tokens, just in case he wants to talk about those new tokens that he bought in a different wallet. We're trying to get ahead of the mainstream here. This is a graph that I made that really explains where a lot of people are in the news cycle, because you can see down here, say this is the next Dogecoin. Say we're talking about SPX 6900. The innovators, the early adopters, the early majority. You want to be an innovator, because what the innovators get in terms of crypto are the 100x returns. The early adopters may get the 20x's, and then the early majority get the 5x's, and everybody else gets the exit liquidity and gets to lose a bunch of money. I mean, even the 5x's get to lose a bunch of money because they seem to hold on, hearing about the stories of the 100x's, thinking there's a lot more to go, and they get dumped on. But the same narrative, this is the next Dogecoin, this is going to be the biggest meme ever, heard about 3 months ago versus heard about in 3 months from now, you're getting a very different return. So we built the whale tracking software inside our inner circle so we can find the whales, the insiders, the best traders in the world, locate their wallets, reverse engineer their social profiles. So we get buy and sell alerts when they buy, we get social alerts when they tweet about it, and we also break down their portfolios by looking at where their wallets are currently holding and reverse engineering their social profiles for you. This is all inside of our Telegram bot, inside our inner circle. You can go and set it up for yourself immediately if you sign up in the link below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.